Well, GLP-1s have become and been labeled by some as a miracle drug, initially helping diabetics and then going to the masses, helping people lose weight and curb what's been dubbed as food noise.
And while there are some benefits, there's also a growing problem. So we're happy to have with us today Dr. Rachel Kokukalan, psychiatrist with UPMC Western Behavioral Health Center for Eating Disorders. So thank you so much for being here. And we're just curious, are you seeing a rise of people come in with eating disorders that are attributed to GLP-1s?
We are. So we're seeing folks in our clinic, the UPMC Center for Eating Disorders, where people are coming in having been prescribed or accessing these medications before coming to our clinic. And then either they had an eating disorder beforehand, and this may have exacerbated symptoms. Their weight loss may have plateaued, and they are now turning towards other disordered eating pathology. Or these are de novo, a startup of their eating disorder symptoms since losing weight or attempting to manage other health conditions through these meds.
And you mentioned to me that this is, you're seeing an increase across the board, but women across all age spans.
Yes, yes. So that, they are approved for people above 18. So we're seeing anybody 18 all the way through throughout the lifespan. And really the way in which GLP-1s impact the body also has different ramifications, different effects as people age. And so the intersection of the medication, the body health, and their eating disorder symptoms is really something that we're mindful of.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, when people are on these medications, if you're successful, you're losing some amount of weight. But the question is, what happens once you get off of those medications and just the mindset behind your eating habits?
Absolutely. So discontinuation of GLP-1s is something that we are talking about all the time. Again, people may have accessed these for different reasons or through different providers. So then it could be insurance changes. It could be that they've reached a certain weight or health milestone and they've chosen to decrease their dosage or to get off completely. But those decisions might be out of their control. So when insurance changes and all of a sudden somebody needs to switch, that has a completely different psychological and medical impact.
Growing up, I think that we were all educated on some level of anorexia and bulimia, but this idea of eating, disordered eating, kind of encompasses a little bit more. So what exactly is disordered eating? What does that look like?
So there are a variety of symptoms that we're talking about. There are behavioral and attitudinal components. So behaviors include things like significant restriction of one's intake, what one's eating, how much, types of foods, somebody's use of purging behavior, so vomiting, laxative use, diuretics, excessive exercise, and then binge eating, where somebody has that loss of control over what or how much they are eating. And in that context, we have a little bit of data about binge eating in GLP-1 usage. It seems like for most folks, they find a reduction in their symptoms, but with the discontinuation of that medication, it comes back. Or again, if people are not losing as much weight or seeing the kinds of effects that they are wanting or expecting, or people in their lives are making comments, they might turn to restriction or turn to significant extreme weight control measures.
And so if someone is experiencing this, what are some solutions just to kind of get back on track?
So because GLP-1s suppress appetite and they change the body's release, they delay the release of food so that people feel fuller longer, being aware of what you're eating, how much, and the kinds of nutritional goals that you have to make sure you're getting adequate nutrition is really important. And then making sure that if you are experiencing any of these symptoms, trying to change your weight and shape in ways that are maybe not in line with what you talked about with your doctor. There are a number of resources we have through the Center for Eating Disorders, so you can complete an intake form. This could be a referral from you, from a family member, from a provider that lets us know to give you a call and schedule. And then from there, we've launched a new group. I think it might be one of the first in the country, looking to support people on these medications who are experiencing disordered eating. It's our GLIDE group, GLP-1 intersection with disordered eating through the Center for Eating Disorders.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's important for people to know that they're not alone in this.
100%.
But recognizing that you're in that space has to be you have to make that conscious decision to say, okay, wait, this is a problem now.
Yeah, it's really challenging, especially because you might be getting positive reinforcement, praise from people in your life.
Exactly. Yeah, right.
Even healthcare providers are saying, great job, keep it up.
Yeah.
And this idea about how can we be transparent around the reasons for somebody choosing to go on a GLP-1, what were their health goals, and keeping in mind that weight, health, nutrition are three separate yet related aspects. And if you prioritize one over the others, there are sacrifices that are really tough.
Well, I think that's why it's so important to work with a provider when you're on those GLP-1s so that you stay in that, within that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.